Focus working? Yep. Today we are going to talk about something called the Freerain24 by a company called Matador. I really thought I was going to screw that up. I'm pretty proud of myself that I made that on the first try. Hold on a second. That's better. Today's review is going to be interesting because I just ate a boatload of chocolate. It's a combination of I have a really bad sweet tooth and zero self-control when it comes to candy. So I'm probably going to be a little peppy today. The folks at Matador sent me this to review. As you can see, it's a very tiny package. Check this out. So, believe it or not, everything that's down here on the floor right now, I'm gonna show you you can fit all of that in here. I know it doesn't sound possible, we're gonna give it a shot. All right. What the As you can see, this backpack, it packs down incredibly small. It's super tiny. Zombie, what are you doing? Come here, come here, come here. This backpack is smaller than my dog, and pretty much nothing is smaller than my dog. Matador makes great stuff. Everything on this backpack was really high quality. I was really impressed by the stitching and the materials. Oh, it's a tight fit in there. It is a super, incredibly ultralight backpack. You're not gonna be hiking to Mount Kilimanjaro with this, but like for day hikes, for hiking around the city, for an emergency bag in your car, if you wanted to pack it flat in your luggage, like if you had a suitcase, you could put it between your clothes. The materials are all super light. It is waterproof, right? So it works as a dry bag. So even if you didn't use it as a backpack, if you had this inside of another backpack while you're hiking and it started raining and your outside bag wasn't 100% waterproof, you could use this as a dry bag, which is really cool. It's called the 24 because it holds the equivalence of 24 liters worth of water. Not that you would ever carry 24 liters, but that's like the volume that you could fit in here. I was amazed by how much stuff you can fit in this bag. You'd think it would be pretty flimsy. The stitching on this thing is pretty awesome, and the materials. It uses these really trippy, it's almost like the screen door in your house. It's this really heavy duty, or like a trampoline. I almost say it's like more like a trampoline, like mesh, the mat on a trampoline. It's like quintuple stitched on the bottom in the straps. It has really narrow straps at the bottom, the strap that goes from the bag to your shoulder strap, but this isn't in contact with your skin. So it's not like that's gonna cut into you. It actually has these really wide straps. And the reason for the mesh is on a regular backpack, you're gonna get, the foam is gonna soak up the water and you're gonna be, walking around with squishy, spongy backpack straps. With this mesh, the water is gonna go straight through and it's gonna dry almost instantly in the sun. I wanna show you how much you can fit in here. So we're gonna go over to the bench and we're gonna start cramming stuff in here, and I'm gonna show you what this can fit. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty cool. And it looks good and feels good when it's doing that too. Here's a fully packed version. Skabam, right there. You can see, it looks good. It's not all lumpy, weird shaped, and it fits on you well. A lot of times when you pick from one column to another, right? Size versus weight, capacity versus packability, you end up sacrificing from one column to feed the other. I figured you would kind of have to sacrifice in the comfort or durability columns, and that's not correct at all. Like, this thing works well. It doesn't sacrifice from any of those. So yeah, let's head on over and we'll check out what you can fit in here. I was actually talking with a buddy the other day about the viability of having this in a pocket, like a pant pocket. So if you had like a cargo pocket or something and you're hiking and you didn't want to wear a backpack, you have a jacket and a bunch of other stuff, a water bottle, and maybe you just have your water bottle in your hand or your camera or whatever in your jacket, and at some point you decide you do want to wear a backpack, and in your pocket, on you. It's an interesting idea. It even has a hang loop on the back, so you could carabiner this to your body, very like a belt loop, super easy, right? And then for travelers, if you are traveling with a suitcase or a carry-on, bringing like a large hiking backpack, you'd have to sacrifice a lot of space in your suitcase, whereas this is a very small amount that you can bring with you. You can have it in the trunk of your car, all sorts of stuff. It's just a very space-saving idea. Being waterproof really elevates it. I think that's pretty cool. You don't have to bring a rain fly for your backpack if you're not familiar with that. If you have a backpack and you have a lot of sensitive stuff in it, like electronics or stuff you don't want to get wet, maybe like cooking supplies, you can have something called a rain fly, and that is a sheet that you pack down in your bag, and then when it starts to rain, you unfrill it and you tuck it over your bag, and everything inside is fairly well covered. Usually there's kind of a blind spot along the back where water can get in. With this, it's literally a dry bag with straps, right? So in the stuff sack, it weighs 6.5 ounces, right? So that's with the stuff sack and the bag all together. I'm not an ultralight hiker. I'm not real big on saving weight when I hike or camp. I tend to just carry a whole bunch of stuff on me and just, tough it out. but for some people that could be a major thing, and this is a very light bag. Let you take a look at it. They got the company logo here. It has a really nice closure, and it's the same way the main pocket of the bag closes, but it uses this kind of roll top hang strap that I was talking about. And the roll top, it also unfurls just like the main one. Let me pull this out, and there you go. It is a little flimsy looking, I'm not gonna lie. It is a little lightweight looking, but it's deceptive because it can get the job done. And I'm gonna show you what it can do right now. Everything that was on the floor over there prepped to go into this bag. I'm gonna go through all of them one at a time, starting with the bigger, heavier things. So this is that North Face down jacket. So that's going in the bottom. This looks familiar. It's the Aegis Max sleeping bag that I did a review on recently. If you haven't seen it yet and you feel like checking out an ultralight down sleeping bag, check that one out. 3 pouches of dehydrated food. A lot of these feed 2 people. Like these 2 are for 2 people, so this is probably around 2 days worth of food, depending on how much you like to eat. These are all the components of the hammock system. All the food stuff, so that's the stove, the spork, the fuel for the stove, and the stand, and then this titanium bot. It's like a cross between a bottle and a pot that you can cook in. A solar blanket and a cup slash bowl, also made by Sea to Summit. Got the gloves, so that's a thick, heavy pair of elk skin gloves. First aid kit. It's nothing special. It's just kind of your run-of-the-mill, cover every base. There's some tweezers for tick removal, bandages, some antibiotics, different just pain-killing medications. I think some bug spray, you know, like a sunscreen, that kind of stuff. Chapstick. I'm a big chapstick guy. You'll notice there's always, I have a huge chapstick addiction. All right, so believe it or not, that's everything that was on the floor except for the water. I'm gonna show you how those fit in a second. But to close this, it has an envelope style dry bag closure system, right? So you tuck it in, and then you roll it down. You can either close it in a loop around the front if you wanted to, or there's quick snaps down the side. You roll it and just click, and then you can strap it down. Right on the side here, there's these compression straps. You just pull those down. So that one's bottomed out right now. So you could fit a lot more in here. Like that shows you how expandable this is. I'm at the lowest compression right there. And then on the side, you got these sleeves, right? You got these, they're made out of a really stretchy elastic mesh. It's a high quality mesh. They did a good job. So I got 2 things for water because I wanted to show you that this can handle both of them. You have your standard kind of small water bottle that for day hikes, this is really common. I usually bring a bottle about this size or a little bit larger if you need more water. And the way they handle that on this bag is on the side, those stretchy pockets, you just slide it down. The water bottle actually goes below the edges. These are really deep water bottle pockets. Like the pockets on here, they're much deeper than I thought they were gonna be. One thing I really like is they put a retention strap on here, and it has a quick release, right? So if you wanna get something out, it just pops off real fast, and then if you tie it down, it's much harder for something to get out of here. It will easily fit something this large, right? So even up to like Nalgene size. So that's everything that was on the floor. And there's still room in here. There's a lot of folds in that top like closure. And I haven't even used the front. There's a front pocket right here. It's not super spacious, but you could fit your phone, maybe a small point and shoot camera, a map. You could definitely, but things that you want to get to fast, and you can get to that. If you had it on your back, you can sling it sideways and access that pocket without taking it completely off of you. So it's really nice for opening from a side position. So I'm gonna throw this on. So yeah, with all that stuff on, something really interesting about the straps on here, a lot of backpacks that I have will cross closer to my chest, like across here, like the straps will come in, but they sit really far out on your shoulders. And they have an interesting shape, but they hit like the deltoid area right here on the shoulders, but it actually is like super comfortable and it feels very unrestrictive. Like I feel like I could move my arms, like if I had to climb up something like a ladder on a trail or like or in or out of a vehicle, like it's not restricting my upper pectorals at all. It's all on the deltoids, and the straps are very broad, so they spread the weight a long way across your shoulders. You know, the pack's on like that. It's well balanced. I don't feel like it's flopping around. It does not have a waist strap of any kind, but you don't really need it. Like I don't feel like it would really benefit because it's not. A lot of times those lower lumbar belt straps are to take weight off your shoulders, and this loadout is definitely minimalist, right? Like I'm not carrying anything super heavy in here. Let's see how much this weighs right now. Gonna go with pounds on this one. I can't read that. So I got 10 pounds, 2 ounces in here right now. Like for me, that's not bad. It is also kind of like an example to show you how much that this can hold. So yeah, you could easily fit 10 pounds worth of various camping supplies in here, and the water weighs a lot too. So not only that, but the whole thing's waterproof. If it starts raining, you don't have to worry. If you're in, Hawaii and you get tropical rains, if you're in Washington State up north in Seattle and that area, hiking around in the woods and you get rained on by like a colder type of snow, rain, whatever, it's completely waterproof. So everything inside the bag is gonna be safe. If you do a lot of creek or river hiking, like if you head up to like the Havasu Canyons, or if you head out, into any of the slot canyons out in Utah, this would be a great bag for that. It's super light. You're not gonna get real hot under the straps. You're not gonna get sweat trapped underneath there because it's mesh and it'll just vent out. Super cool design. All right, so closing thoughts, pros, cons, final thoughts. Overall, like 2 thumbs way up. Like I was really impressed by how light it is. The construction, it can hold so much. Like you can literally put so much in here, and you saw how small it was when I had it all folded up. Oh, another thing that's really cool on here, let me show you real fast before I forget. I am notorious for losing stuff sacks. I misplace them constantly and swear that I last saw them somewhere and they're not. One thing that's really cool about this stuff sack, there's a little cord, and that cord has a really tiny quick release, so you can clip it on there, and now it's attached to the bag, right? So then you can put it on the inside, you won't lose it, or you can keep it separate, which I really like, because then you could use this to put something else. You can put your phone in here, you can put your glasses in here, you can put whatever, and it has that handle so you can clip it to the outside of the bag. It's just nice to have all those dual purposes. You can use this thing for so much. Matador did a really good job thinking of what you might want to use that for, which I thought was really cool. So pros, I would say weight is incredible. The weight of that thing with just by itself and how small it packs down is a great perk to have, but it is also a strong performing backpack. Like, so that's a double whammy. If it was small and packed down, that'd be great, but if it was uncomfortable and it fell apart, that would suck. But you can tell by the stitching. Speaking of the stitching, I forgot about that. All the seams on the inside are taped. They have waterproof tape, so this thing is literally airtight, which is huge if you want to keep something waterproof. It's 30D nylon. It's silica coated, really well built, really smart. I can't wait to go hiking with it. Like, I'm gonna try and use it for some ultralight hammock camping and some hiking, and I think it'll do really well. Cons, I don't have any problems with the bag itself. I do wish that the straps were removable, the shoulder straps. They are stitched on there. It'd be nice if they came off, that way you could replace them if anything went wrong with them, although nothing's gone wrong with them so far, but I always like that option, because the bottom has the slides, right? So you can very easily unlace those. The top, if you put something there to release it, then you get a little bit more livability out of the bag, like if the straps start to get worn out. It's not a real weight hauler. It's not like the pickup truck of bags, so you're probably not gonna be putting too much strain, but it would just be nice. This is my only beef with the bag, and it's the stuff sack. The stuff sack itself is great. It's put together. I think you just turned off. So my only con, it's not with the bag, it's with the stuff sack. It's a great stuff sack. It's well stitched, got the extra loop. It's got a lot of bells and whistles that are really cool for a stuff sack. The only problem is when you fold this thing up, when you fold it in thirds and then you roll it up, it's like literally exactly the diameter of this stuff sack. I have never made it in here on the first try. It always takes like 3 re-rolls. There's no room for error when you're rolling this thing up. You gotta like really commit. Like if you do it on the first try and you just go, screw it, I'm gonna like roll this as tightly as I possibly can, you'll make it on the first try, but you always think like, oh, I'm doing fine. Like I'll make it, and you don't. Like this thing is just, there's very little forgiveness in this stuff sack. If they put either like almost like a lattice system on here that you could cinch up, or an elastic opening, I think that would help a lot. Or maybe like a zipper that you could use to kind of like shove it down in there and then zip it up. Something to assist with getting it back in here, because it's not that I couldn't do it, it was just frustrating. That would be my only negative, I think. Besides that, everything was great. 5 out of 5 stars. I would buy this again. I'd recommend it to a friend. I'm probably gonna buy these as gifts for people, because it's a really, like, it's just a useful thing. Like you can have it in your car, you can have it when you're traveling. If you're going somewhere and you have kids and like, they're carrying their stuff, like they have, their stuffed animals or their blankets, you have that in your purse or your pocket or wherever, and then now you gotta carry stuff because they don't want to anymore. Now you have a backpack. It's like a magic bag. It's really well done. I like it a lot. Matador, big thumbs up. Like, you guys nailed it on this one. Yeah, I think that's about it. If you made it this far in the video, thank you for watching. If you aren't already a subscriber, please subscribe. It helps me out. I'd appreciate it. If it's not your thing, don't worry about it, but if you want to, help me out, man. So that's about it for this one. I'm gonna try to get back. I'm feverishly racking my brain on how to get 3 of these done a week. Right now I'm barely pushing 2. I'd like to go every other day, but that's a little out there, but who knows, maybe one day. Yeah, thank you to you all for all your positive thoughts and suggestions, and if you have anything you want to see reviewed, hit me up, let me know. Or if you have stuff you want reviewed, if you're someone, I got people sending me all sorts of stuff. I got a long laundry laundry list of things to review, but I could always use some more. So if you have something that you want reviewed, if you need you know, people looking at your stuff, hit me up. All right, I'll catch you next time.